Rana, who's in the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Describe for us what the atmosphere is like in Pakistan today at the beginning of these 3 days of mourning.
A strong public resentment, that is just one part of the situation that Pakistan is in. But I think there are unprecedented scene of national unity, something Pakistan perhaps very rarely witnessed. Opposition parties and the government were together, and just few days back, the opposition was all out to unseat Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. There were protests, demonstrations, they were killing of the people, and there was a police brutality against the protesters. But then now, just few minutes back, the mainstream opposition leader Imran Khan has announced to end his several months-long sit-in protest in the red zone of in front of the parliament, just a few meters away from where I am speaking right now. So this is unprecedented scene of unity. And then very importantly, today's declarations also highlights that this is the time that Pakistan needs to own this war against terror. Because in Pakistan, generally the strong perception is that war against terror is not our war. This has been imposed by the Americans. I would say this was not Pakistan's war in the past, but the situation has not taken a turn to a point where the government has to own this is their war. And then the second point, I think the government also made it clear that we are not going to make distinction between good and bad Taliban, because there have been allegations against Pakistan that Pakistan is not cracking down, hunting down those members of Afghan Taliban who are attacking NATO forces. And today, I think that declaration also came from all political parties. But we need to see what is going to happen. As Army Chief has already in Kabul, he's discussing security issues with Afghan. And very importantly, how far Afghan government would be ready to hand over Mullah Fazlullah, the head of Pakistani Taliban. Pakistan has been blaming Afghan government in the past that it has been giving sanctuaries to the Afghan Taliban leadership who are attacking Pakistan security forces, including yesterday attacks. So that's why Pakistan wants that the leadership of the Taliban should be extradited to Pakistan.
Now, as you say, it's a turning point for Pakistan, and there is national unity about combating this militancy, and they're going to do it immediately. What form do you think that is likely to take?
Well, the Prime Minister has set up a committee which include the representation from all opposition mainstream political parties in the parliament. We need to see what kind of policy step they are going to come up with. But to the best of my understanding, I don't think Pakistan can do more of what it has already done. There have been more than 5,000 to 6,000 small and major military operations against Taliban, almost in every part of the tribal region. North Waziristan was the one where Pakistan was reluctant until 6 months back. There Pakistan forces are already there. They have cleared more than 90 to 95% of North Waziristan. The bigger question is about the geostrategic game being played in this part of the world. There have been allegations in Pakistan that Pakistan is not attacking Afghan Taliban who had sought sanctuaries in North Waziristan. Pakistan has done played its role by disrupting that network, and that is something which has been acknowledged by the Americans in Afghanistan. They are also saying that Pakistan has disrupted that network. Now Islamabad is expecting that the NATO forces put pressure on Afghan government, they should hand over the Taliban leadership. But again, NATO is already withdrawing from this region. How far NATO would be able to use its influence on India, against whom Pakistan has been blaming that they are providing fundings to the Taliban. And at the heart of the entire militancy in Pakistan, in this entire region, is the issue of Jammu and Kashmir, the dispute where Pakistan and India have fought several full-fledged war. And there have been UN Security Council resolutions to hold plebiscite. Indians are not ready to accept those resolutions, and international community is not intervening to mediate between two nuclear-armed countries in South Asia.
Javed, briefly, what about the lifting of the moratorium on the death penalty? Are we likely to see people who are in jail now being executed very soon?
Well, there are 547 terrorists who were convicted or who are in a jail on one charges or against or other charges. Within the next couple of days, I think the scene would be clear. And the government, since is already under public pressure, they would like to hang some of the terrorists to teach a lesson to the Taliban and send a very clear message that no longer they are going to put up with the situation where first government was expecting that there may be some negotiations and that's why they were not executing them. But I think now within the next few days they are going to be executed.
Javed Rana, live in Islamabad. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.